Hi guys. So, as you probably know, for my final project, I said I was going to be making an auto-tune type app, but I found out that's probably pretty simple and just pitch shifting, unless I wanted to get really technical with it. So I decided to make something maybe a little more fun, uh, called like a vocoder. I think Matt or someone in class mentioned it to me the other day when we were uh, going through our proposals. So basically, the idea of a vocoder, if you don't know, is it takes a audio signal, or like your voice, and it takes the spectral components of it and then multiplies that with a musical tone, um, and it multiplies the amplitude, both the amplitude together in the frequency domain. So, I guess to start my project, I'll talk about that component of it. Um, so I made a sub patch here with the PFFT object. Basically, what the PFFT object is just what you'd expect, a fast Fourier transform of two signals. In this case, you could make it more if you'd like. But so the way mine works is that it takes one channel here of audio and another here. Um, it then, I'm going to try and show you guys. So on this channel is the real part, or this branch, I guess, is the real part. And in this is the imaginary part. And the same over here. It converts that from the Cartesian components to polar, and then it multiplies the the magnitude, the amplitude of the polar coordinate here in the middle, and then it converts it back here and outputs it at the end of the PFFT object in my main patch. I got this algorithm, I guess you could call it, in a tutorial online because I wasn't really sure how that worked, but ended up working pretty well. So then I'll show you the rest of the project. Um, so yeah, I take a sound file play object here and load in a sound file basically, and then this over here is going to be a sawtooth wave. I'll show you how it works in a minute. And it sounds pretty interesting. It's kind of like a robot type voice, so I think you might find it fun. So I'll show you. So I'll lock it, and then, so what you do in the first patch anyway, this isn't the final version, is I started with something pretty simple and then kind of build it up. So you open a file, one that Professor Wada might know and love, one of my favorite sayings of his. So loop it, and then this right here adjusts the, I think I'm going to turn that off to start actually. It adjusts the playback rate. So
Play around with it.
ooh,
Play
so
around with it.
looks like it left the playback rate as it was, so I'm going to connect it back up.
Play around.
With it. Play around with it.
So you can see,
Play around with it. Play around with it. Play around with it. Play around with it.
Play around with it.
all right, so yeah, if you guys don't recognize that, that's from 270, one of his favorite lines from that class, I'd say. All right, and then I'll show you after that. I made one where it simply takes the audio from your mic straight from that and then does the same idea with it basically, but it's live real time. So I'm going to mute myself from the recording.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So yeah, that was pretty fun to mess with for a little bit. And then after that, I made, so this one is from the file again. You'd open a file. Obviously, you'd have to record a file first that you wanted to mess with in this, to do this. So it got a little bit cumbersome, but I'll show you, this one I can do chords instead. So I added another keyboard, basically. I'll show you.
Play around with it.
Oh, I have to loop it.
Play around with it. Play around with it. Play around with it. Play around with it. Play around with it. Play
This,
around with it.
and then I also made. This was basically just taken from the reference manual in Max that alters the pitch of the voice, the pitch shift object here. Uh, so just, I'll show you.
Play around with it.
Play around with it.
So yeah, you can make yourself sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks, classic movie. And then it got a little bit cumbersome, having to record an audio file each time you wanted to, play around with the app. So I made, this is the final version, I guess you could say, where you record, a sound or, a sound bite inside of Max, and it's stored in this buffer here at the bottom, and then you play the buffer up top. So I'll show you what that's like. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So the way this one works is that it records for 3 seconds, which I could alter pretty easily. You just change this number here. So then, if you wanted to play it, like I've got all the comments to kind of lay it out for the user. I have to turn on the audio. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I also made Alex gave me a pretty good idea for this to make a metronome that would count up the keys, so you could kind of have one playing autonomously, and then you'd be able to control the other. So I'll show you what that sounds like. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So yeah, pretty interesting, fun stuff. It wasn't anything too serious, I guess. And then I showed, like, this is the final output of the audio, as you can see here, and this is the two of these multiplied together. So yeah, pretty fun little project. I'll upload it, so if you guys want to mess around with it, you're definitely welcome to. So thanks for watching.